Good afternoon, our wonderful fellow YouTube-watching American patriots. We're back once again. We are true conservative Asian voice in America. In this video presentation, we would like to show you what the evil and crafty anti-US, deceiver and liar Jae-In of South Korea has done to poke holes on the US and UN-led economic and financial sanctions imposed against North Korea. 3 South Korean-owned freight ships were detected mid-water and caught transloading, ship-to-ship transloading of petroleum oils that were processed and refined in refineries in South Korea. And these petroleum oils were transloaded onto North Korean freight ships and were taken to North Korea to help Kim Jong-Un to endure through the choking grip of anti-North Korea economic sanctions. This is how Jae-In has violated the US and UN-led economic and financial sanctions imposed against North Korea. He doesn't care whether he gets caught or not. He's just so stubborn in violating the sanctions. Just last March, the month of March, 3 South Korean-owned freight ships were transloading 65,000 tons of petroleum products to North Korean freight ships. 27 times. It was making 27 times, 27 deliveries. On the paper, the company that violated the sanctions said, "Oh yeah, we are going now to Singapore. We are taking all this oil, petroleum products to Singapore." But they never made it to Singapore. They just went over to some location deep in the somewhere in the deep ocean and met up with North Korean freight ships and did nothing but transloading the petroleum oil products onto North Korean freight ships. We don't even know whether they were getting paid or not. It was just feeding them with free petroleum oil. And one of the ship's owner said to US and British sanction enforcement personnel that, oh well, when we went to the location, after we transloaded the petroleum product that we are carrying onto another ship. After all the transloading was done, then we realized it was a North Korean freight ship. And it was too late to transload them back onto our ship. This guy thought the US and British sanctions enforcement agents are fools. He thought he could just lie to them like that. Could lie to them. This is how Moon Jae-In of South Korea, the stupid dumbass puppet of Kim Jong-Un and Xi Jinping of China, does to violate the anti-North Korea economic sanctions. And just yesterday or day before yesterday, the UN sanctions enforcement department personnel find out that South Korean government, Moon Jae-in's government, was pumping 146,000 kilowatts of electricity up to North Korea. And the excuse he was using was that there's a inter-Korea communication center just erected in the city of Kaesong, North Korea, where only 50 South Korean workers are stationed in that building to maintain the operations of communicating with North Koreans. Only 50 people are stationed in that building. But South Korean government has been pumping electricity that was enough to accommodate 5,000 persons. There were only 50 South Korean people stationed and working in that building. And Moon Jae-in was pumping 5,000 people's 5,000 people worth of electricity into North Korea. And he got caught in pumping that much electricity up to North Korea to run the generators to purify drinking water, to purify and generate drinking water for all citizens of the Kaesong, the city of Kaesong. This was another clear case of violating the anti-North Korea economic sanctions. Moon Jae-in just got caught again. President Trump, if you are watching this video presentation, let me give you one quick advice. President Trump, you gotta dial up Moon Jae-in. Or when Moon Jae-in comes to the White House this Thursday, tell him to shut that stupid electricity pipeline up to North Korea. Tell him to stop. Otherwise, if we refuse to stop pumping, supplying electricity up to North Korea to help Kim Jong-Un to survive the choking grips of the anti-North Korea economic sanctions. If he refuses to do that by poking holes on the economic sanctions, tell him that you gotta immediately impose secondary boycott on the South Korean economy, hitting all South Korean made automobiles, electronics, semiconductor products, and appliances. Just about every product made in Korea, South Korea, with 75 to 85% tariff. Then Moon Jae-in will wake up. President Trump, you told us the time of strategic patience is over. And you always told us America first. Hire Americans, buy Americans. That's why I went out and bought a Ford automobile. A nice car. President Trump, please show us a good example. Show us a good example. You need to stop Moon Jae-in of South Korea from violating the anti-North Korea economic and financial sanctions. He thinks you are a fool. You are a fool that you cannot catch him violating all this anti-North Korean economic sanctions. Our satellites are spotting them and detecting them. But you are not making any decision to punish Moon Jae-in of South Korea. We know you are showing strategic patience toward South Korea. But if this continues, if this strategic patience continues, then Kim Jong-un, the big fat ugly pig of North Korea, will never surrender. He will never give up his nuclear ambition. You got to put secondary boycott on the South Korean economy just to wake up Jae-In, to let him know that what he's doing is terribly wrong. You need to wake him up and teach him a lesson that he is supposedly he is the president of South Korea, which is an ally nation to the United States. Teach him a lesson. Time of strategic patience is over, Mr. Trump. Please stop Moon Jae-In. When he comes to the White House this Thursday, let him know. Give him a stern warning to stop what he's doing altogether. Thank you. Thank you, my wonderful fellow YouTube watching American Patriots. Thank you for watching this video presentation. Let's all pray together for our President, Donald Trump, and his decisive moves that he's going to make in bringing Kim Jong-Un down to his knees after giving up his nuclear ambition altogether. That's the only solution he has. Thank you.